Nokia can produce and editing the video by itself.
Yeah, so Ozo is capturing, processing and rendering content, and then you would export your raw file to the software. One of the softwares is called Ozo Creator. So maybe the workflow is easy to explain, as in the camera is the hardware doing the capturing, processing, rendering, and then we have 3 pieces of software which is doing the live monitoring and remote management. Then we have the file management, editing and preview, and then we have the playback. So these 3 things are the workflow, and Ozo is kind of providing you that workflow up to your post-production. So I would say that from capture to post-production is super fast and efficient with Ozo.
But he is a professional.
Yeah. Yes.
He wants to re-edit the file.
So we are giving the raw file, which is this.
他会给你原始文件，你可以自己再编辑。
And we don't lock that or change any format. So basically it's an open file, and the professional or content creator can basically take that file and export it into their post-production software and do whatever they want. So we are providing the master raw file.
And here's another question, like Nodo has 8 lasers, but he wants each one's.
So basically when Ozo content is shot, you get the 8 feeds, but as a sort of file, you actually have all the video feeds information. But if you want to take some information away from 6 cameras or 3 cameras, you could do that in post-production, but Ozo is capturing everything.
Can I edit this video in PC?
No. The software is only designed for Mac. So Ozo, we have 3 pieces of software for production: remote, creator, and preview. All of those are only supported on OS X at the moment.
只有苹果电脑能运行。
We are trying to do that quite soon, but right now we are releasing only the Mac OS, and I think later we will also hopefully support the Windows OS. And the reason for that is because most people who are sort of shooting with video content are using these tools. And that's why even the video file is an MOV file. So we are not actually changing the workflow, we are trying to support their workflow. So that's just how the creative and film world and movie world is shooting. So we are basically helping them without changing their production flow. So basically you can import the Ozo master raw file into Adobe, whatever you want, and that's totally fine. So we are not getting involved with that part. That is for you, the professional, to decide what is my production software, and then you import the raw file and you can change whatever you want to change. But Ozo is giving you the best quality raw content, and then you can use Adobe After Effects or whatever you want to do post-production. So Nokia is not doing any post-production. So Ozo has been in development for, I would say, around 2.5 years, and it's been developed with inside of Nokia Technologies, which is the division inside Nokia which is working on technology products and incubation for next generation solutions. So right now we have launched from digital media business Ozo, the virtual reality camera for professionals. We have also very recently bought Withings, the French company who makes smart Internet of Things devices and for digital health. So right now our focus in Nokia Technologies is in producing the best VR camera for professionals, and also we are making now very smart connected health and well-being devices to enable people to have better lives and know what their data is. So these 2 are focus points inside Nokia Technologies. Of course we have different parts of Nokia doing networks, but in Technologies we are doing digital media like VR and digital health like Withings. So I would say our focus is very much about taking Ozo now to different customers, different markets, because we think VR is going to be very big in terms of entertainment and gaming. So for us, we want to build the best professional VR camera, and we are not selling anything for consumers, but if consumers want to buy this, that's fine. But we are working with professionals and building this solution for how professionals want us to create this. So that's why the workflow is built around that workflow.
Innovator.
I would say Nokia Technologies is basically produced the world's first professional VR camera, which is a huge innovation. There are very many innovative technologies behind Ozo, like we have live preview, directors control over the camera remotely. No other VR cameras are doing this. We were the first company to do the full 360 depth for video and also full 360 spatial audio. So these are very firsts for VR. In a very short space of time, we have created a very innovative product. And for proof of this, we have now already had partnerships with Disney and with UEFA, the Football Federation. And also we have been shooting content in cooperation with NASA, so who have validated and been very happy with Ozo as a professional camera for VR. Yeah, so cameras will always get better, and Ozo is not going to be the whole VR solution. So you always need to have cameras, production, post-production, distribution, headsets for viewing, which is the experience. So VR is, a lot of people need to do VR together, and Ozo, yeah.
New possibility.
Yes, so Ozo is enabling content creators to have good tools for capture. But VR is not going to just be solved by having a good camera. We need to have lots of companies doing good VR solutions across the whole ecosystem. And eventually, I think, there will be VR cinemas, there will be movies winning major awards, famous actors coming in VR movies. So just as you had with actors now doing TV shows and actors doing games, a lot of kind of cross-pollination between entertainment and different types of media. So I'm pretty sure you'll see actors, big production houses, studios doing VR movies very soon. So we are working with Disney as a partnership, and of course Disney owns the Star Wars franchise, but right now we are not discussing anything to do with other properties inside, but yes, we are talking with Disney about supporting their needs across their whole portfolio.
It hasn't been decided.
So we are basically supporting Disney on the projects they need support, but we're not sort of disclosing any confidential information about Disney projects. So the two things which we have released for Disney are Jungle Book press coverage, so when they had the press conference, and also we had VR being shot by Ozo for the Alice Through the Looking Glass red carpet event premiere with Johnny Depp and the cast. So those were the first two projects that Disney asked us to support them. Of course, there are other things we are discussing with them, but we don't talk about them. And we know that Disney owns Pixar Studios. We know they also have the Marvel franchise and Star Wars franchise. So there are many intellectual properties which Disney owns.
Have you contacted any Chinese film producers?
So we are now sort of very actively looking at bringing Ozo to different markets, for instance China. So that means that we will of course speak to production houses, content producers, as well as resellers and rental houses. So yes, we are doing all of that conversation right now. So we are very interested to bring Ozo also to markets like China.
最后一个问题就是，我们知道就是诺基亚它和那个 HMD， 它不是成立的芬兰的 HMD， 它那个就是打算重新回归消费者市场，出那个手机嘛。我想知道这个大概什么时候它就。
Do you mean about the phone deal? Or, yeah. So yes, that was So that was a recent deal, and that was part of Nokia, which is doing brand licensing, and that's also inside Nokia Technologies. So what we are doing is then using the Nokia brand to help create products for consumers. And in that HMD particular example, the deal was acquired cooperation between our licensing partners and Microsoft. So the licensing partners are HMD, a Finnish-owned company, and the Foxconn subsidiary, which is, I believe, IHF. So together, those two partners then purchased some licensing rights from Nokia and Microsoft to produce smartphones, tablets with the Nokia brand. And yes, and we are managing then the brand licensing partnership. So basically, some technologies which were branded as PureView or Pure from the phone days, of course, were not something which is part of that deal. Those technologies went to Microsoft. If Microsoft wishes to share some technologies with HMD or IHF, then of course they're welcome to. But Nokia's deal is about licensing the brand name, and we are of course giving them some support, but we are not sharing any technologies with them. So brand licensing is for the use and intellectual property of using the Nokia brand. And of course Microsoft have shared some, I don't know all the full details of the Microsoft relationship, but they may have shared some intellectual property as well.
It's looking forward to.
Yeah, so the good thing is for me and maybe you also is that means that in the near future we believe that HMD and IHF will make smartphone products or smart tablets or something like that with the Nokia brand, and hopefully then consumers who have been waiting for an Android product based on Nokia designs or Nokia technologies, then yes, something like that will come. But Nokia is not driving that production or driving that manufacture or driving that experience necessarily, but the partners will drive that. And then we will, of course, cooperate as much as we can. But it's for the partners to build and market and sell and support their products. So that's how the brand licensing model works. Yeah. So I think, hopefully things are happening sooner than later, but I believe that now the deal is closed. I think they are very active in making the products come to market. Yeah. Yeah. But then we say that they will be Nokia branded, but then Nokia doesn't manage the production of them, so the partners need to manage them. So I think later on we can see how they go to market. Do they, launch in which regions? But they make the decisions. Yeah.
Thank you very much for this.
You're welcome. Thank you.